to everyone. If you love mama and you know it, clap your hands. Yay! If you love mama and you know it, clap your hands. Yay! If you love mama and you know it, and you want everybody else to know it, if you love mommy and you know it, clap your hands. Yay! High five. I know we're not high five. Here. High five. I thought I would go ahead and do a complete list of autism autism signs. I have been getting a lot of emails not only asking me what to do when just finding out that their child's been diagnosed or that their child might possibly have autism, but I've also been asked what are some of the signs or what are some of the things that I saw with Mason. And I know I've mentioned this in past videos, but I thought I would go ahead and wrap it all up. So I did do a bunch of research on a bunch of different websites. Again, every child is different on the spectrum, and if your child shows some of these red flags, it doesn't mean that your child has autism, but it is something to kind of, you know, take note of, take mental note of, and keep an eye on your child, all that kind of good stuff. So I'll just let you know that across the board, all websites have pretty much the same symptoms listed. They might be worded a little bit differently, but they're pretty much all the same across the board. So I couldn't just go based off of the signs that Mason shows, because your child may be showing symptoms that my son doesn't show. So I had to go and look up all of the signs to write them down so that I could have that information all in one place for everyone. And I will post the links down below so that you can go to the different websites that have lists of all the symptoms. So again, symptoms may vary, but these are the core symptoms, red flags that you kind of want to take a mental note of. Some children will show signs of autism at just a couple months old, and this ranges from a couple months old to about 24 months old. Some children with ASD develop normally till about 18 to 24 months. And then at that point, they stop gaining new skills and might even lose some of the skills that they already had. Studies have also shown that 1/3 to half of parents with children on the spectrum noticed a problem before the child's first birthday. Nearly 80 to 90% saw problems by the time their children was 24 months old. Is that where you went? Where'd you go? Oh. Okay, so that was interesting. First and foremost, no eye contact and no facial expressions. Mason did have this one. I'm roughly around a year old is when I saw a decline in eye contact. They have very little interest in interacting with children their age. It's like he's in his own world. He doesn't even know that there's other children there. So very little interest with wanting to interact with other people, and especially children their own age. Lack of interest in sharing enjoyment in their interest or things that they're playing with. So this goes along with interactive play, trying to feed a baby or playing doctor, pretending to talk on a phone, delay or lack of learning to talk, an unusual focus of pieces on toys. Again, this is another sign that Mason showed, for instance, with cars. He wouldn't play with it like a normal car and make it go vroom. He would turn it upside down and spin the wheels. They are very stuck with routines. Just examples, if they've had bread before salad, they're always gonna insist on having bread before salad. We'll insist on you taking the same route to school. If we go out to the store, and he's not in school yet, so when we go out to the store and we're on our way home, if I don't take the path that he wants me to take, he starts to cry. Some of the other major ones, body rocking, hand flapping. I know you guys have seen my video of Mason hand flapping. They also don't like to be held. Not interested in peekaboo. In most cases where your children are developing normally, like I said before, and they lose some of the skills that they had, one of the main ones is speaking. There's a lot of stories that I've looked up on parents' experiences with finding out their children have autism, and they have I feel like most of the stories have mentioned that their children seem to be developing normally. They were talking, reading, and then it seems as if overnight they lost all of those skills. Underreacts to pain and overreacts to having sensitivity, and that's where the sensory processing disorder comes in, is having sensitivity to sounds, images, smells, textures. Not responding to the name by by 12 months. This was definitely one of the big red flags for me with Mason. He's getting better at it because we're working on it in therapy. But if you call their name and they're not responding to you, but you know they're not deaf, this is a major red flag for autism because they should be responding to their name. Not point at objects to show interest or respond to you pointing at objects. And this should be by the age of 14 months. So if you point at something, your child should look in the direction you're pointing. Or if your child is interested in something and wants you to see it, they should be able to point. Trouble understanding others' emotions. So I tried doing this with Mason and tried to get him to interact with me or kiss me, and I would make a sad face, and he didn't seem fazed by it. I know this may not mean much because he is, I mean, in my eyes, still a baby, but your child should be reacting to emotions. Repeat words or phrases over and over. I can't remember the exact term that's used for this. They repeat the same word, and it may not be right away, it could be later. But repeating the same words over and over again. Spinning in circles, that kind of goes with flapping arms and rocking the body, but they will spin in circles. Few or no gestures. This is definitely something with Mason, and we are working on in therapy, but he doesn't wave goodbye, he doesn't blow kisses, he doesn't wave hello. They're lining toys or objects up, where they will line their cards up in a row, sometimes by size, by color, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it, they're just lining it all up in order, like end to end. And it may not be cards, it could just be any objects. And causing self-injury. This is kind of a major one because it's something that you want to catch early on and stop, because it can become worse as they get older. That was pretty much your top red flags, and I know it's a lot, but again, it's the spectrum. There's a ton of different signs, but those are your main core red flags. I really appreciate all the comments and support from everyone. It really means a lot to me. Share if this video will help someone you know. Like if it helped you. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Know that everything will be okay, and I will see you all again soon. Bye. Thank you for watching my video. Comment below with any questions you have or ideas you have for upcoming videos. Please subscribe and help me lace up autism.